Yep, you saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal! Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah! Alright, guys, check that out.
What's up, everyone? Scott the TroutHammer here. I got another tutorial video for you guys where I'm going to teach you guys how to do a little light preventative maintenance where we apply some oil or other synthetic lubricant to your casting reels and your spinning reels. So this isn't going to involve the full-blown cleaning of the reel and then applying grease to all the gears and all that. This is just going to be stuff that you need to do from time to time to keep your reels healthy and workable. So we'll go over how often you should do this and the parts of the reels that you actually need to apply some of this lubricant to. But if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there, notify bell next to it, and select all notifications so you guys will be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. So this here is actually one of the most important tools you can have in your workshop or anywhere you have your rods, your reels, anywhere you get set up for fishing. This is just a Lucas oil. It's actual oil, it's not synthetic lubricant that I use for my reels. And the reason being is the frequency you need to do this is actually a lot higher than you think. So I fish pretty frequently, somewhere around 2 times a week. So I actually go through all my reels and apply the lubricant to the moving parts once a month. If you guys are a lot more frequent fishermen, like if you guys fish daily, you guys should probably do this once a week. If you're just a weekend warrior or someone who's just a seasonal fisherman, probably not as often, maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year. But believe me, this little, $4 to $6 bottle is going to extend the life of these reels and make you spend a lot less money on these things. So we'll start with the reel that most people are experienced and familiar with, the spinning reel. Now, the most important parts of the spinning reel that you need to apply lubrication to is the parts that move as you reel the reel. So you're looking at the handle, you're also looking at the baler because you're going to be flipping that over every time you cast, and then also the gears that the handle actually turns against. So we'll do those gears first. Now the way you take the handle off of the reel is different with each reel. Sometimes it's something you have to unscrew on this side. Sometimes you have to actually hold on to the baler and then turn against the baler, and that loosens the handle. That's actually the way you can switch from a left-handed retrieve to a right-handed retrieve also. But take that handle all the way out, and with this stuff, a little goes a long way. So you want to apply just a single drop into the gears down there on one side and then on the other side as well. Just like that. Now that single drop is actually going to do a lot more than you think, because as we turn this reel, as we turn the crank, it's going to work that oil into the gears and you'll actually feel it getting smoother and smoother as you go. I mean, look at that. So we also need to apply just a drop of oil to this part right here where the arm of the handle connects to where you actually grab onto the handle. So just give that just a couple of cranks also to work that into the joint, and it'll lubricate it just as well. So the next 2 spots on a spinning reel are on either side of the baler, where the baler turns over those joints that connect it over. So you want to find a spot in the baler. So like the spot I usually go is right here. It's the spot that's most open on both sides. And again, just one single drop. This stuff will actually work its way into the baler a lot better than you think it does. I mean, yeah, it is oil. It's pretty thick. But as you turn the baler over, and click it back and forth, you'll actually see the oil working its way into the joint on either side. So I can turn it over and back maybe 10 times, close the baler, and you've got a nice PM'd, ready to rock spinning reel. Now your casting reel is a slightly more complicated reel just because there's different ways to get into the actual parts of the reel that you want to lubricate. This actually has a lot more moving parts and a lot more, complicated parts than this does. It's just a lot more compact of a design, which makes it different but not as difficult. So again, you want to look at the parts that move as you turn the crank. You'll see the parts that you actually need to lubricate. Now you have 2 grips on the handles you need to lubricate. You have the level wind that goes back and forth as you bring line back over the reel, and then you have either side of the spool inside the reel. So now those are actually the hardest parts to get to in a casting reel, so we'll get to that first. Now, most casting reels have the same mechanism to access the spool to open up the brakes, and you have to figure out how that works on your casting reel. It could either be a switch down here. Most of the time it's actually this bar across a level line. You bring this over across from that side plate, and then you turn the side plate up, and that allows you to disconnect the side plate and pull the spool out. And so once again, the two spots that you want to apply your lubricant to are that spot in there inside the spool. So we're going to apply one drop in there. Oh, get that drop on there. And then the side plate where the brakes are, you want to apply a drop in there as well where the spool actually turns. So you place your spool back inside your reel and reconnect the side plate, lock it in place, and then start turning your crank, and once again you'll actually feel that spool just get smoother and smoother as it goes. Now for the level line, there's actually a bar here that sort of has a machined cross section that the level line moves across to go back and forth. That's the part that we want to apply the oil to. So once again, we'll apply one drop to that area, and we'll let the level wind apparatus move across, and that will lubricate that entire system. Now, one thing you actually don't need to from time to time apply oil to is right here where the crank connects to the gears and turns. That's actually one of the parts of the casting reel where if you're going to do full-blown maintenance, you need to open that whole area up and apply grease to the gears. So we're just going to apply oil to the handles of the crank, one on each side. So again, just pick a spot that's nice and open and put one drop of oil into that joint, and then switch between the two to lubricate that joint to allow it to continue to run smoothly. Now, I don't care how much your reel costs, that's actually something you need to do to any price, any quality of reel from time to time. But I want to know what you guys thought down in the comments below. And again, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button down there and the notify bell next to it and select all notifications so you guys will be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing.